My name's Isaac. Welcome to round 3 of the Adrenaline GT GT3 Championship here at a very overcast and cloudy Monza. With me this week to bring you all the Lobby B action is Chris. G'day, Chris.
Hello, Isaac. Thanks again, mate, for having me once again for round 3 of the AGT GT3 Championship. And yeah, pretty overcast afternoon here in Monza, Italy at the moment. Everyone's going to be having the low dim headlights on, trying to navigate through turn 1 and 2, hopefully. But yeah, Lobby B's been putting on pretty impressive performances so far. We've seen some of the Pro-Am guys even jump the Pro guys on the overall timesheets at the end of the first and second round as well. So in though Lobby B might be classified in such a way, yeah, these guys are they're no joke. They're just as competitive as you'll find Lobby A guys, and all up and down through the order. So yeah, these guys have a bit more of a chip on their shoulder. They want to prove they can climb up and improve. But yeah, the racing here is yeah, very, very good, and I'd almost put it over Lobby A myself, Isaac. So it looks like we're going to have a crack of a race this afternoon here in Monza, and yeah, hopefully we'll have to see who can run on the soft tyres the longest and run on the hard tyres for the least amount of time.
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot of fast guys here, and you know, it all adds up at the end, and all the results get put together. So the faster guys in here, as long as they have a clean run, may find themselves definitely up the order in the overall results and mixing it in with those Lobby A guys. Let's run you through the qualifying results now. So Aksaga finds himself on pole position, the only car in the 47s in this quality session. Irish Rebel in second, Prevails third, last week's race winner. Mr. Awesome fourth, Ice or Energy 5th, Madrick 6th, Isaac Fogg 7th, Jay Balak 8th, OGR Stealth 9th, BMF Pirate Ant 10th, Al Dusty 11th, L Hedges 12th, HC Renegade in 13th, B Purton 14th, and CFR Grimdeath in 15th. I also want to point out, from second place to 11th place, there is about a second between those cars, so it's a very, very tight field. Very close between all the cars here. We'll have a quick look at the track map for this one. So 5.7 Ks of racing around here at the Temple of Speed, 11 turns, 1.1 kilometre front straight. So you get a good run out of Parabolica, the final corner. You can find yourself looking to make a move because you've got plenty of time to make a run down towards, run up the inside or the outside on the way down into turn 1. Also got to be careful, if you get a good run out of the second Lesmo corner, which is turn 5, you can find yourself looking to make a move into Ascari, but not a place, Chris, that you can typically go too wide. Ascari?
Yeah, absolutely not wrong about that, Isaac. Yeah, you're going to need to have the cojones on board there to pull those moves off, if you know what I mean. So we'll have to see if anyone's bold enough, but if there is a tyre difference there, it can be done, but you definitely are flirting with track limits, and even worth getting yourself there in the gravel. So yeah, these guys won't be racing for keeps too much here, but yeah, definitely a longer play here for this one in terms of the strategy for this race. We do have the overcut strategy, running along on the softer as long as you can, jumping on the hards towards the end and mitigating pit transit time, or you take the pain early, run the hards at the start, try to keep on the track, don't get swamped too much, pit early, and then benefit from fresh air, run those softs home.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, in Lobby A, we saw, if you haven't checked out Lobby A yet, definitely go and check out that race. It was an absolute cracker. But in Lobby A, we saw about a 50-50 split in the hard and soft tyre. In this lobby, 12 of the 15 cars are starting on the hard tyre. So a lot of people choosing to take the pain early and get onto the softs later in this race. Only Irish Rebel, 666 Prevails, and Icer Energy are on the soft tyres at the start of this one. So definitely a whole mix of strategy for this one. A lot of the grid choosing to go with the hard tyre. Obviously, it is the mandatory tyre for this race. We're going to jump into the action now. We're going to kick it all off. Can't wait to see how this race unfolds. Let's get into it.
So rolling start for this one, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to get underway here for round 3 of the Adrenaline GT GT3 Championship. Lights go green at the moment, and already we're on the way here. So all the cars moving over straight away to get a little bit of a tow here. But Aksaga will lead the Lobby B field away at the moment. Already having to cover from Irish Rebel here. We did mention he's on the soft tyre, the first of the soft tyre runners. So Aksaga seems to climb through there pretty cleanly at the moment. Seems pretty good so far, but already, we got a few cars here sideways at the moment. So already some people already getting caught up in some pain. Looks like Isaac in the number 15th here in the AMG, Red Bull AMG, he has unfortunately seen himself facing the wrong direction. So we'll have to see, maybe look at a replay after this one and whether it was self-inflicted there or contact. But regardless, there at the moment, already heating up here for P1. Aksaga holding on to P1 for his life at the moment. Hard tyre, Isaac.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely a lot of action happening into that first corner, the first chicane there at the start. We'll have to find out what happened there. We'll grab a replay for you. But Irish Rebel and 666 Prevails, both on the soft tyre. They do not want to spend a lot of time behind Aksaga, who is on the hard tyre. There is a lot of pace difference in these tyres. And here we go. Irish Rebel looking up the inside into Ascari. Beautiful move, makes it stick. Aksaga gives him the room and sticks wide. And 666 really Prevails, he's going to have a look to make a move now. Beautiful move from Irish Rebel, but look at the gap he's already pulled. So you can see in this one coming through Ascari and down the front straight, just the grip that the soft tyre has over the hard tyre, and Icer Energy making the same move up the inside into Parabolica on Mr. Awesome. He's also on the soft tyre, the only other car on soft tyre. And there we go. So Prevails side by side with Aksaga down the front straight. They've got 1.1 Ks to run before they get to the first corner. So about 900 meters until your braking zone for this corner, if you're brave enough. 666 Prevails is just sitting behind for now, and that's going to hurt him because he's losing so much time. It's Irish Rebel in front of him. That is a car up the inside. That is Icer Energy makes the move on Mr. Awesome. So he's up into 4th place, and Prevails now still trying to get past Aksaga, but he's going to have Icer Energy behind, who has a lot of pace. So a lot of pace in these Mercs very quickly. Very early on, Chris. So on board with Jay Ballack now to see what happened with this turn 1 contact with Isaac Fogg. So Isaac Fogg, he goes up the inside of Madrick, runs a little bit wide to give him room, and then just contact with the right rear of Isaac Fogg there from Jay Ballack. On board from the point of view of OGR Stealth. He comes into the corner as well. Coronet tried to go around the outside, running a bit wide, and then there's a little bit of front to rear contact, a little bit of a lag bubble, a little bit of just a car park at the first chicane, and Isaac Fox is the unfortunate victim of that one. We'll take you back to the live action.
Oh, already, mate, and Icer Energy for that move, the P4, an absolute express post send on the inside here to turn 1, and Aksaga doing a really good job here on the P2, so Prevails be getting a bit nervous because Irish Rebel corner by corner continues and makes a move on the inside here.
Beautiful move.
That was such a good move, and massive props here to Aksaga as well. Not only for that, but Irish Rebel's move into Ascari. Really good presence of mind there by Aksaga to not turn in too hard. Saw the move was happening, probably couldn't do too much about it anyway, but ensured there was no contact, and that's really, really important for Aksaga. The first of the hard tyre runners, and hard tyre runners in general, navigating the soft tyre runners is, you're going to get swamped, but the biggest thing is, you might lose position, but you can't lose too much time. You lose so much more time trying to defend vigorously compared to just, which feels unnatural for a racer like us, just letting them go almost. So Aksaga would just have to make sure that he doesn't lose too much time whilst getting overtaken here, and he will absolutely benefit towards the end of this race. But already, really, really good moves by Prevails and Irish Rebel, and big props to Aksaga for making sure that they didn't get too hairy, and already lost another position here to Icer Energy in that AMG. So a lot of AMGs in this field, so it does have to make me wonder, not only AMG, but the Super as well, as Aksaga definitely doesn't want to lose a position quite yet. We'll have to see how aggressive he is into the braking mark.
He's going to hold the line.
Gets the car stopped.
Beautiful.
You can see Icer Energy here was about to turn in there, but Zorg Saga was there. So, yeah, these guys are racing really clean, Icer. This is terrific racing at the moment. Plenty of space, plenty of room here. They say rubbing is racing, but these guys aren't crossing the line, and yeah, mega stuff.
Yeah, no, 100% mega racing, and that has put Icer Energy under threat from Mr. Awesome behind as well. He's going to have a little bit of look, obviously, also in the Supra. So, Supras and Mercs dominating the top order of this one so far. And I should point out, if you're wondering just how powerful the tyre difference is in these cars, 666 Prevails, who was ahead of Axaga, coming into Ascari, had a 0.5 second slowdown penalty for track limits, and got far enough ahead through Ascari that he was able to serve the 0.5 second slowdown penalty and still hold a lead over Axaga, and then continue to pull away. So these soft tyres, very, very strong compared to the hard tyres, so there's definitely a lot of speed. But Axaga, he's pulled a bit of a gap to Icer Energy now, who might just be struggling a little bit, maybe overheated the tyres, battling with Axaga, needs to get himself back into rhythm, and you can see he's doing just that. He's starting to close up again now. So a lot of battling early on in this one. We'll look down the order as well. We'll check in with some of our cars further down. Madrick holding position from Al Dusty, who was our Lobby C race winner last week, finds himself all the way up in Lobby B, and he's sticking it to some of the top guys in this lobby early. So definitely still a lot of pace in his car. I remember he said he got no practice in before this one, except for about half an hour beforehand. He came into the lobby, immediately did a 47, and we thought, well, there's a lot of pace in that car. He didn't get a clean run in quali, which is why he finds himself down the order. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do throughout this one. If he can make a few moves early and get himself up, he's definitely got the pace in that Porsche to be competitive.
Oh, absolutely. If you're coming up from Lobby C and you come up, graduate to a new lobby, you're running the mid pack, you must be doing something right. But I can't take my eyes off this Super GT 500 that Magic is running here at the moment, mate. I'll tell you what, these Lobby B liveries and car selection are making me quite envious. I don't think I'm bold enough to run that car. We know that car is really, really good on fuel, as some of the older spec cars that are available to choose in the Group 3 collection that we get on Gran Turismo. So that is I just can't take my eyes off that, mate. That is a ripper car and a ripper car choice. So good on Magic. You're running with the old classic Supra there, mate. But yeah, already, Al Dusty doing a really good job there, running another Ripple livery there as well. Give me a bit of Cam Block vibes here at the moment with the Monster Energy decals on the re-splitter there. But Al Dusty, definitely put his hand up for a contender here for Lobby B. But yeah, these guys seem to be racing definitely a bit more disciplined and a bit more just take your time, let's let it play out. Definitely more to come towards the end of this race here. And I think maybe a driver or two from Lobby A could maybe take away. But already Icer Energy still can't get the move done on Saga, and this is one thing. You got to be able to orchestrate the move and make it stick. But already runs a narrow line here, decides to roll out of it and get a bit more of a toe instead. But Saga doing a Crestel type of defensive job here, going into turn 1 and turn 2, the walls of Alonso.
Moves to the outside. He's going to pull to the outside
here.
Yeah, he's looking
to see what he can do.
He's looking to make the move. I think he's losing side by side through turn 2. He's run over the curb. He tried to make it stick, and he's run over the curb. He's going to redress that position, I think, or they're just going to be side by side. I'd probably compromise his run there a little bit, and he does. He redresses the position, which means he's now open to Mr. Awesome. So he's going to hang it around the outside of Mr. Awesome, and he's going to back off and let these guys go. And maybe have a look up the inside here, but thinks better of it. But it's probably very frustrating for him, because he is on the soft tyre and he wants to be making as much advantage of that tyre as he can, and he's just spending all this time battling these guys on the hard. Meanwhile, out in front, Irish Rebel and 66 Prevails are running away on that soft tyre. So they're building a gap, while Icer Energy is stuck behind these guys on the hard tyre, when if he could get in front and make the move stick, he would have a lot more pace and enough to pull away to take advantage of that soft tyre.
Absolutely not wrong about that, and we did say majority of the field are on the hard tyres, so that actually might be a good opportunity to run through our live grid order at the moment, Isaac, considering the amount of drivers that had started on the hard tyres. So as we go down the 6th position here, Pyrenean in that beautiful Corvette running in 6th, followed by the Jag F-Type here by OGR Stealth in 7th position. That is a beautiful looking car. God damn, that is such a... it's pretty hard to pull off good liveries on some cars. It's none of there. Meanwhile, Purton here in 8th position, one of the 2 PH esports contingent drivers here, followed by Grimdeath and Purton's teammate here in Hedges running 10th at the moment. So the 3 Porsches here looking like, I'm seeing a 1 minute 58 there from lap 3. So maybe perhaps a early stop here for the Porsches here. So definitely doable here in the RSR GT3 911.
So Grimdeath is in.
Like Grimdeath is coming in as
Mr.
well.
Awesome's
So
also
is Mr.
in.
Awesome.
And Aksaga. So Aksaga's in. So that's great for ISO Energy. He'll be released into that clear air that he's been craving. Madrick down. He now finds himself in 10th actually, and Al Dusty in 11th. So those guys have stopped and gone on to that soft tyre. So these are our soft tyre runners and the first of our stoppers as well. And Aksaga and Mr. Awesome, they're ghosting through turn 1. I think they came out of the pits inside each other. That's how close they were on exit. So they had to ghost through each other, and they've sorted it out.
It's almost a bit too close there, Isaac.
Yeah, that was a close one. Yes, what a way to come out of the pit lane. Jay Ballack down in 12th has also stopped. He was one of the first guys to come in. CO5 Grimdeath now finds himself 13th after stopping, but he's going for the undercut on B Purton as well. And he had what was it? L Hedges right behind him, so he was in a PH Racing sandwich. Renegade down in 14th, and Isaac Fogg chasing behind him, obviously after that spin at turn 1 on the first lap. He's just in damage recovery at the moment, or damage limitation at the moment, should we say, trying to find his way, try and get a position or 2 back up the order before the end of this one. But there's our race leader, Irish Rebel, on the soft tyres. 666 prevails, not too far behind him. And ISO Energy now obviously in clean air. So it's Mercedes 1, 2 and 3. So the Mercs obviously very strong around here and proving that today. So 1, 2 and 3 for the Mercs, and then a Corvette actually in 4th place of BMF Pirate Air. Remember, we've got a few cars that haven't stopped yet. So that's OGR Stealth in. Who was he? He was around Al Dusty and Madrick before he stopped. So Al Dusty and Madrick, where are they gonna come out in relation to, or is OGR Stealth gonna come out in relation to them? Tyres going on, fuel going into that beautifully presented Jag. L Hedges as well in for his stop. And the fuel going in. Where is he going to come out? I think he's going to come out behind them maybe. Down the front straight. Where is OGR Stealth? There he is, only coming out of the pits now. So we'll jump Jay Ballack. We'll still come out behind Al Dusty. So we'll have to put the foot down and get to work chasing those guys down, OGR Stealth, to make up a few positions. But still finding himself in the top 10. So a great result for him so far.
Yeah, pretty good there for Stealth at the moment. Yeah, look, some of these guys are trading track position for grip or grip for track position. So some may be stopping a couple laps earlier than others, and that'll definitely play out towards the end of the race. So already Aksaga has stopped, I'm pretty sure. So he's found himself in a bit of a pack here at the moment, despite leading out here at the front. So I have to watch Aksaga towards the end of the race here. So we have seen Irish Rebel and Prevails run out first and second. They got their moves done pretty early on Aksaga. So those guys will be racing pretty hard at the moment. What seems like a German motor fest there, with AMG currently running 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, and Pyrenean in the Corvette in 4th at the moment. So a few little gaps here at the moment. We did see this Lobby A kind of in the middle part of the race. There wasn't too much happening at the moment, but as we did see in Lobby A with our eventual race winner Justin Ladaway in the Porsche Aksaga, the first of the soft tyre runners, and took his pain early. So maybe Aksaga has a lot more to say towards the end of the race, but it will just come down now to Irish Rebel and Prevails to make that time work. Looks like it's not over yet here in the mid-pack. Mr. Awesome just serving a half-second penalty there, and I think the penalties here are a little bit underrated. It's not as vicious as some other tracks here, but when you're driving competitive, really hard through sky eyes, like very easy to get time penalties here, and so deadly, especially where you need to serve it there.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely very deadly, as we see BMF Pyrodeck coming out of the pits. Also want to give props to Madrick as well. He was just off the back of those guys before he came into the pits. Came in for the undercut, obviously getting onto the soft tyres early. And I think, you know, being on those soft tyres early, compounded with those guys, Axaga and Mr. Awesome, battling with ISO Energy, meant that he was able to close right up to the back of them. And now he's put himself in a really good position, actually, to take the... sorry, I can not mince my words, to find himself in a podium spot. So he is pushing really hard. Mr. Awesome right behind him as well. These guys all on the soft tyres now, chasing down those guys out front to try and get a undercut on them to come out ahead. Obviously, you know, ISO Energy was in the battle with these guys before they all came into the pits, so it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to them. I would also like to look down the order as well at Grim Death. He has jumped B. Purton, so he came in early on the hard tyres and got a bit of running, so that those couple laps more, or a couple laps earlier, sorry, on the soft tyres has helped Grim Death jump B. Purton and get himself out of that PH Racing sandwich.
Yeah, no, it's a really good presence of mind here. Sometimes you got to realise who you're racing on track at the time, and meanwhile, you know, you might have the strategy you're going to. You know, you definitely have to be aware of those around you if they try to undercut you, and just kind of race as it goes. But yeah, Al Dusty running there in 7th at the moment, coming up from Lobby C, doing a very good job at the moment. As you did say, unfortunately didn't have the best qualifying run, but you know, you can't teach outright pace. But these guys here in 1st and 2nd. Irish Rebel and Prevail's putting on an absolute clinic at the moment. As we can see the timing chart off to the right hand side of your screen there. We're sitting currently in the high 48s to low to mid 149, so that's really good consistency by Irish Rebel in an AMG GT3 machine. So that's one thing to have the time on the board, but you know, depending on how his tyres and fuel are looking, you have to try and maximise as far as possible, because I'm telling you, Huxarg will be coming in red hot and fast.
Yeah, 100% Axaga. He's got a lot of pace in that Supra, but you know, I think the important thing for these guys is consistency, and that's what you want. You just want clean laps, lap after lap. You want to avoid getting track limit penalties. You want to avoid battling too hard with the cars around you, and that's what these guys have done early with Irish Rebel and Prevails. They got out in front early, just putting consistent laps there, you know, constantly, as you're saying, in the 48s, 49s. So they're finding themselves within about 5/10 of their own lap time every lap. And, you know, they're not the fastest car on track. That currently belongs to Isaac Fogg all the way down in 15th. He's done a 48.2. So not the fastest car on track, but they don't have to be with the gap that they have to Axaga. They're on the same set of tyres as Axaga and those cars behind. And they had a fair gap before they came to the pit. So as long as they can be fairly consistent and fairly close to his lap time, they don't have to be the quickest. They just have to be consistent.
Absolutely. With this might actually be a good opportunity to scroll down Axaga, who's currently 4th at the moment, just kind of see what sort of pace he's pulling at the moment. So it looks like he's getting mixed up there. I don't know if Magic was involved there with Axaga there, or Mr. Awesome in the background here perhaps, but Axaga currently has done his fastest lap of the race on that lap previously, but Mr. Awesome and Magic here are going to battle it down here, coming out of Pre-Bolica to turn 1 and 2 here. So these guys have definitely been fighting for majority of this race. Magic, a little bit more speed. Can he pull it up in time to make the inside move stick? And he doesn't. And I'm telling you right now, from real-time personal experience, Isaac, as we did see in Lobby A, very, very easy to overshoot the corner, because you're trying to keep in mind your brake marker and also how much speed you're carrying and how much fuel you have on board, and that marker is changing so rapidly throughout the race, despite the weather, you know, and no wind direction in this one either. So, and I have said this before a few times, it's one thing to be able to manage the tyres. We've got to be able to control the car, extract the pace, and keep it on track when the tyres are almost down to the rim.
Yeah, no, 100%. And as you mentioned, that marker, it is changing, not because of the wind, not because of the weather, but because as these tyres wear, it gets harder and harder to stop these cars. They're very powerful cars. And I think it was just a great presence of mind from Magic there, just to back out of it, let Mr. Awesome have the position and fall in behind. There is, you know, some people that say the better option is to brake a little bit earlier than the car in front of you, give yourself a better exit out of the corner to give yourself a run into the next corner. But I think, you know, it's all about having clean side-by-side racing, and that's what these guys are doing, and they're doing a great job of it. But Madrick has just dropped off the back now of Mr. Awesome. So BMF Paradant with a slowdown penalty in 7th. Al Dusty right behind him, looking to take advantage of that. And then OGR Stealth looking to catch up to the back of Al Dusty as well. So Paradant grabs Al Dusty earlier in this piece. So that move was made. Al Dusty obviously maybe struggling a little bit for pace in this one, in that Porsche. You know, he did say that he was quick over one lap. Obviously couldn't piece it together in qualifying, but he has mentioned that he was struggling a little bit for consistency around here, and just that is what's so important, especially with a tight, narrow track like Monza. Just being consistent lap after lap and putting it together. You can see he's in the 51s, 49s. The last lap was a 52.3, so he's a little bit up and down. His fastest lap was the previous lap 11. We're not entirely sure. Has grayed that time out, so a bit of a glitch there. We're not entirely sure what that time was, but he is trying to keep up with Paradant here, so he's got a fair bit of pace in the car at the moment and keeping up with Paradant. He does the best Sector 1, so he is a 10th clear of the best Sector 1 time of the entire field. So there is a lot of pace in that Porsche. It's just about unlocking it, utilising it, and taking advantage of it as we get to the back end of this race.
Absolutely not wrong there, Isaac. And talking about, you know, extracting pace, Aksaga doesn't seem to be crawling away and getting away from that pack of cars behind him as quickly as maybe perhaps might have been able to think. So Aksaga is the first of the soft tyre runners, but Mr. Awesome is sticking here with him. So Aksaga, just did another PB on the lap there prior, but he runs it wide, kind of exiting Ascari there at the moment. So maybe Aksaga not just getting the best car balance at the moment, as we see one of the first of our soft tyre runners, ISA Energy, are coming into the pit lane. So he's run that fuel tank down and worn tyres, so he'll jump on the hard tyre now. We'll have to see where he comes out relatively to Aksaga here, Isaac. This might be very close.
Yeah, no, definitely will be looking really close in this one. So we'll see where he comes out. As here we go. So Aksaga has gone past. So Aksaga's jumped in. Mr. Awesome will jump him. There he goes. Here comes Madrick. Will he jump Madrick? No, Madrick will hold out over him. So staying out longer on those soft tyres has hurt him. Probably a little bit more than he would have wanted to. Remember, he was just up behind Aksaga and Mr. Awesome before that stop. So comes out in 6th place. And he's now on the hard tyre, which is the slower of the tyres. So he's got BMF Paradant in the distance. You can see behind him Al Dusty as well, and OGR Stealth, all three of which are closing up to each other. So can they work together here and catch ISA Energy and find themselves ahead of him at the end of this one? But I believe, for the most part, that is almost everyone that has to stop. Just first place and second place. So Irish Rebel and Prevails are the only cars in the field left to stop. So we'll do a quick run through of the grid order now. We'll start with our race leader, Irish Rebel. Nice and close here with 666 Prevails. These guys really pushing each other all the way here in the Mercedes. So will one of them come in this lap? Irish Rebel will come in, Prevails will stay out. So he'll inherit the race lead. Irish Rebel, where will he come out in relation to Aksaga? You would think he'd be quite clear, as Aksaga's only coming through, just come through Ascari now. So tyres going on for Irish Rebel. Here we go. Tyres going on. Fuel going in, and Aksaga is only just making it to Parabolica. So you would think Irish Rebel will come out quite clear and take 2nd place. He moves on to the hard tyre now.
Wow,
so
what a gap.
Yeah, what a gap indeed. There you go. He's only coming onto the front straight, so it's almost an entire straight between these two cars. So fair gap between Aksaga and Irish Rebel, but it'll be interesting to see now. 66 Prevails, stayed out 1 lap longer on these soft tyres. Where is he going to come out in relation to Irish Rebel? But we'll do a quick run through the grid order while we wait for them to make it back around to the pits again for 666 Prevails stop. So obviously he's in the lead. Irish Rebel 2nd, Aksaga in 3rd, closely followed by Mr. Awesome. So battle shaping up between these two for the last podium spot. ISA Energy coming under threat from BMF Paradant in 5th and 6th. Madrick behind them. OGR Stealth has jumped Al Dusty, so I have to see if maybe there was a bit of a mistake from Al Dusty there to fall into the clutches of OGR Stealth, because remember, he was right up there. Jay Ballack in 10th, so top 10 running for him so far, which is great to see. COF Grim Death 11th at the moment, with B Purton right behind him in that PH Racing Porsche, and the other PH Racing Porsche of L Hedges right behind them in 13th. HC Renegade currently 14th, and Isaac Fogg still trying to chase him down in 15th. I think this has been a bit of a back and forth between these two, trading 14th and 15th place, so maybe a little bit of a battle between these guys for the last place as Isaac Fogg sets the fastest sector 1 of the race. So here we go. Prevails is in for his stop. Where is Irish Rebel on track? He is coming through Parabolica now. So, tyres going on for Prevails. Drop the car. Fuel going in. Where is Rebel? He's going down the front straight. Fuel is in for Prevails. He is away. Irish Rebel coming down towards pit exit. I think he's going to get him here. He is. So, maybe staying out 1 lap longer has not served Prevails in the way he would have wanted. He wasn't as close. He's not as close now to the back of Irish Rebel. But that's good for Rebel. That means he can breathe a sigh of relief and not have to worry too much about the car behind him at this stage. We'll have to see, with only 3 laps to go in this one, can Prevails catch up to him. Axaga gets loose on the exit of the first chicane. What a time to pick up that, follow this car. But just got loose on the exit there of turn 2 and gave the position to Mr. Awesome. So just looks like maybe he's struggling a little bit now on the hard tyres, on the soft tyres, sorry. He's been on these tyres for quite some time. The tyres would be starting to wear. He's pushing really hard to keep these cars in front behind him. So it would be important for him now just to get back into a rhythm, build a bit of pace. We know there's a lot of pace in that Supra and there's a lot of pace in him. So he's just got to build up his consistency and get back into a rhythm to hold that 4th position, maybe fight again for 3rd. Ice Energy with a half-second slowdown penalty as well. So he will probably fall into the clutches of Madrick and BMF Pirate Amp. But a nice battle here, Chris. We'll throw it to you. There's a nice battle shaping up here for the back end of the top 10.
Oh, absolutely, and pretty great job there by Ice Energy at the moment on the hard tyres. He was the first of the soft tyre runners to transfer pit lane. So mixing up with these guys on the soft tyres and still doing a really good job. And that's a pretty good pointer to, as you said about Aksaga before, with the tyres coming down. And that is the benefit of the overcut, trying to combat those guys on the softs. And you'd want to hope that the soft tyre comes down enough where it kind of levels at the playing field. But as we're saying that, looks like there's been a half-second penalty. So Madrick jumps into 5th position, and Pirate Ant has capitalised on that as well. So got to give it to Madrick. He's had a fantastic race so far, and Ice Energy, what could have been, we did see when he came out of pits, the difference between jumping Aksaga, who was on the hard tyre, compared to Irish Rebel and Prevails, who did manage to get around him early on that race, and still under attack at the moment. So he's going to get harpooned here. Definitely a good demonstration there of grip advantage there. So gets it loose on exit. So what could have been for Ice Energy here could have maybe potentially had a top 3, top 4 in store for him, but getting absolutely dusted off at the moment. So he'll be desperate to try and hold on as hard as he can. As meanwhile, Al Dusty will have a look here on the inside. Tries to pull it up in time, and it absolutely does. Just
beautiful move.
That was teething edge stuff. He could have left any more space there. Nearly ran it too far, but gets the move done. But yeah, that's just a group advantage there at the moment. So, and as we're looking at this pack, guys, I can't help but think Irish Rebel running for as long as he did, and that outlap on the hard tyre, I think that was a race-winning outlap for him and Irish Rebel. And I think, I think it's just his to lose now.
Yeah, that's right. He stayed very consistent on the coloured tyres on the lap out. I should point out as well, BMF Pirate Ant, when he jumped Icer Energy into Parabolica at the end of the last lap, so obviously, Icer Energy served that slowdown penalty and Madrick went by, and then Icer Energy rolled out of it to let BMF Pirate Ant go, as they are teammates. So BMF Pirate Ant and Icer Energy, they are racing in the same team. So he just backed out, let him go, because he's in a very close battle here with Madrick for the top 5 places, and it is continuing. It's continued for the last couple laps now. These guys very close to each other, and it's inviting OGR Stealth and maybe Al Dusty into this battle here with 1 lap to go. So we're starting the final lap now, and here we go. BMF Pirate Ant, he's going to have a look up the inside into turn 1. No, thinks better of it, backs out of it. So let's Madrick hold position into turn 1. He's going to try and set himself up for a better run out of the corner. Can he do it? I think he can. He's got quite close, and he's going to have a look now again down into turn 3 at the second chicane of this circuit. So down towards the second chicane. Here we go. He's going to have a look up the inside this time. No, he's not. He's going to pull in behind yet again, get a better run over the curb, try and set himself up into Lesmo 1 and 2. So here we go, pushing him down. Oh, and he's got a 1 second penalty for track limits. It looks like coming through the chicane, he did cut the first curb. So he cut the first curb. He had all 4 wheels inside the white line, which you're not allowed to do, and the game is very strict on that. So he's ended up with a 1 second slowdown penalty. So very frustrating for him in this one, because it is a very close battle with these guys. But here we go. Irish Rebel coming down towards Parabolica for the final time. He has run an incredibly consistent race. He's worked hard. He's been one of the quiet achievers all season long, and it's paid off for him here. The hard work is finally paying off. He comes out of the final corner. It's going to be Mercedes 1-2, and it's Irish Rebel doing it for Ireland. 666 prevails, comes across the line in second. Mr. Awesome in third. A wonderful result for him. Aksaga just got loose on the exit of the chicane, and it put him down into fourth. He will be frustrated with that one, but still a beautiful result. Madrick comes home fifth. OGR Stealth jumped BMF Paradant after that 1 second penalty, so he'll come home 6th, BMF Paradant, then Al Dusty in 8th, ISO Energy in 9th. Frustrating for him, obviously, the strategy just didn't work out his way, didn't go his way today. Jay Ballack, B Purton, L Hedges, both jumped CLFR Grim Death towards the end of this one, so very close between those guys. Well done to the PH Racing boys. Isaac Fogg did in fact get HC Renegade, who has he did get him on track, and then HC Renegade pitted again because he did get damaged. So pitted again to make sure he could get to the end of this race without having to DNF. So pitted for repairs, but a very strong result from everyone. So a beautiful race run by everyone, Chris, and it was just really overall good racing, and it was just wonderful to watch.
Oh, absolutely not wrong, mate. Incredibly impressive stuff by Irish Rebel. Not only assertive move to get the move done on Aksaga, who was in pole position but opted to start on the hard tyre, but just ran his own race from there on out. So Renegade will come across the line here to take the last spot on the grid here. But yeah, what an incredible race by Irish Rebel. I think that was really disciplined and really assertive stuff, and prevails as well. So those guys heavily deserved to finish first and second in today's race, but absolutely got to give it to Mr. Awesome here in third position. The moves that he made and how he's able to capitalise in the middle part of the race when the soft tyres are going or the hard tyres are ready to come off. I think he had a really good, impressive drive as well to make up a bunch of positions and capitalise on others fighting. And what could have been for Isaac, I mean, did start on the hard tyre, but just couldn't get that soft tyre stint to click like he probably would have hoped. Yep. So, but yeah, that's not that's not taking anything away from Irish Rebel, but he had a fantastic race, and Aksaga, what could have been. So Lobby B, it's got all the action, mate, and I think it'll go right down to the wire to the end in terms of who takes away overall Pro-Am honours, because, this Lobby, mate, that was really, really sensational and clean racing. That was from a fan point of view, from a spectator point of view, that was actually that was a cracker.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's been really good to watch this racing today, I also should point out, in all 3 lobbies, we've had 3 different winners from all 3 races, so it's very competitive across all the tracks. First week we had Jay Green take out race 1 in Lobby A, and then we had Hamza last week, and then Justin L this week. And then today we had Irish Rebel, but we had 666 prevails last week and Bump and Run XL the week before. And the same with Lobby C. We've had 3 different winners from 3 different races in every single lobby, which is great to see. But I've got to ask you, Chris, a lot of strong performances in this lobby today. Who is your driver of the day? You've got to pick one. Who's your driver of the day?
Well, mate, I'm not going to do what driver of the day selection does in the F1 Combox, mate, Sky Sports there. I've got to go with the race winner of this one. Pretty easy choice to make, but I think Irish Rebel put on an absolute clinic there to run a really consistent race. You could just tell that he was eyes forward. Once he got that move done around Aksaga, and then, yeah, I mean, that outlap to be able to jump Prevails. I think Prevails did put on a bit extra fuel there to maybe drive a bit more aggressively on the hard tyres there, but Irish Rebel, yeah, incredibly deserving so. And whilst we do look at the overall leaderboard here for this race here, Isaac, Prevails has actually been able to jump a large amount of pro drivers that finished the race there in Lobby A, and Irish Rebel finds himself third overall for the round 3 combined results. So yeah, Irish Rebel not only a race winner, but a podium getter overall, and that's mixing it with some of the best that we do have here in AGT, Isaac. So incredible race by Irish Rebel, and yeah, almost nearly had Mr. Awesome. He was a dark horse for me, but Irish Rebel, yeah, absolute massive congrats to him, and I'm sure he's got a lot more to show than just race wins, Isaac.
Yeah, definitely, I think, as you said, third overall in the results, which I can't wait to break down on Sunday, and hopefully maybe have a chat to some of our stronger guys in this lobby and have a chat about this race for them. But it's very, very good, and looking, they're looking for that championship. They're looking for the Pro-Am championship and to get themselves up into a higher position in the overall championship as well. But definitely the battle is on for this Pro-Am championship. Let's run you through these race results one more time before we head off. Irish Rebel takes first position, as we have been discussing, so he's our driver of the day, and first overall, so very strong result from him. 666 Prevails in second, Mr. Awesome third, Aksaga fourth, Madrick fifth, OGR Stealth, great race from him in sixth, BMF Pyrodant finishes seventh, Al Dusty debut in Lobby B comes home eighth, so a strong result from him after qualifying 11th. Icer Energy comes home 9th, J Ballack 10th, B Purton 11th, L Hedges 12th, COFR Grimdeath 13th, Isaac Fogg, what could have been for him today, obviously that contact at turn 1 with J Ballack and a couple other cars, a bit of a mess into that first corner. What could have been for him today, finds himself with the fastest lap of the race though, down in 14th, so small consolation for him. And HC Renegade 15th, just had a couple moments where he got the car loose, and it was just all that, as we're talking about, that consistency and keeping the car consistent. But a great result today for everyone, great racing, and we can't wait to break it all down on Sunday for the overall race results and to look at where the championship sits for these guys now. We can't wait to do that all with you then. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I've been Isaac, and thanks to Chris for joining me. We'll see you guys next week, and goodbye.